mention about big back a chat fuckery. Oh, we on.
Yes, we are. I told
Oh,
you we're going live. Hold on.
we can
I want
pause
to
a
make
little
I
bit.
want to make sure that we go live. So we're going live also in our Telegram group. So we should be live in our Telegram group.
Did you make an announcement?
Ooh.
Um,
All right. All right. So hold on. I think I did. I'm hearing an echo. So hold on.
yeah, we're live on Twitter as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I got grape juice this time.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Big Back Talks. This is episode 8. We're gonna go through some updates. We're gonna go through some live events, and of course, we're gonna talk about some stuff. So, as far as updates for Big Back Bitcoin, of course, I gotta introduce myself. I'm the founder of Big Back Bitcoin Project. My name is George, and then with me, I have the creator. So go ahead, and introduce yourself, boss man.
What's up? Crypto Jam. um, it's Wednesday. The week's almost over, so
Hump day,
uh,
right? It's hump
yeah,
day,
yeah.
right? So, as far as updates, guys, just give you a little bit of rundown. Nothing's changed as far as for the DAO. We still working on our DAO since the last time, so that's going on. Then we have what else we got? We got as far as lawyer and legal team, we're still working with our legal team to find out what's going on, if we're staying compliant or not. So again, that's very important for us. So we're still working with compliance, waiting to hear back from them. And then of course we got the contest that we've been running. So I know that y'all run a contest. What happened with that? And shout out the winner for that contest.
Yeah, so we did a quick contest yesterday. Is match your meal to your gains. So what we did was like, yo, if you made money, you made a little collage and put it up with like a piece of steak or something. Or if you took a L like I did, I was eating ramen yesterday. You know. So the winner is Little Banks. So shout out to Little Banks. He received his $25 Ethereum. So hopefully he buys some big back, but not financial advice. But congratulations to him. He posted a funny one. He did like 91% on a trade, and he posted he got a full loaf of bread this time. I want to laugh, but hey,
Well,
it
but that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about in the community. So, if you want to see the actual post, you gotta go into the Telegram group to see it. But that's what we do. We in there to have fun, but also we want to see gains, and we want to see more gains. So, you never know when we're gonna throw out some competition. We still have that competition going. So, update. I think tomorrow is the last day for you to
close
post
tomorrow.
your meme or tag us in your meme video. Again, it have to be original. Do not send us anything from CapCut that you just drop our logo in and say, all right, this is your entry. That's not an entry. All right.
Yeah.
So make sure it's original video. Yeah. So that's it on that part. I know that we're gonna go into our Big Back 101 where we
Yep.
talk about some educational stuff, and this is where our teacher come in, warming up, getting ready, so we're going to let him take over on this education purposes. Remember, we're not giving financial advice, okay? This is not for financial advice, but it's educational purposes, right? So we want to make sure that you're educated enough to make good decisions when it comes to crypto market. And one of the
All right.
things is you got to know what crypto is. You got to know the basics. So we're going to go over the basics, and as we mature over time, we're going to start talking about more complex stuff. So what are you going to be talking about tonight?
So today gonna be short and sweet. It's gonna be about what is blockchain. So I know
Okay.
last time we spoke about Ethereum. The time before that we spoke about Bitcoin, and these are blockchain, different blockchains. So it's like, okay, what is blockchain? For those who don't know. So we're gonna use fitness for this one. So imagine like, oh, okay, you're trying to go to the gym. Your back is too chubby, so you're trying to get a muscular back. So you're like, oh, I'm trying to make some serious gains, but you need a plan. You need something to track your progress, ensure you're consistent. Keep everything in check. So the blockchain is like, would be like your training program. So that's so the blockchain ledger will be like your workout log, right? Something that, tracking your every rep, all your sets, all your meals is recorded permanently, right? And then you have the immutable records, right? So that's mean like, okay, you can't erase your past workout. So once you log it, it cannot change, right? And then we have the crew. So you have the gym crew, like your buddies and stuff, that verify your lifts. That means you're not doing any lame push-ups or any lame, I don't even know. I don't even know. Like make sure you're doing the full bench press. So that's like
Ladies and
decentralization.
gentlemen, this lets you know that he's a real big back as far as he don't go to the gym. He could be in the gym, by
I
the
could
way,
be.
but he choose not to. But that's
Yeah.
to tell you that he don't go to the gym a lot, right? So, all right, continue.
The
That's
only,
good though. That's good. I'm loving this. That's good. That's
the
good.
only
Let's
thing
go.
I lift, the only thing I lift is a fork or a spoon. But yeah. So in terms of decentralization, there's no single person that controls the data. So there's multiple sources that confirm accuracy. So pretty much that's what a blockchain is, right? How it works. So how it works, right? You have a chain of blocks. So think of it like a set of workouts, right? So you're gonna have the data, right? You're gonna have the timestamp, you're gonna have the hash, and then you're gonna have the link blocks. So when you talk about data, that's like every block stores transactions. So pretty much it's like your training log that holds your workouts and your meals. The timestamp would be like your workout history, right? So each block gonna have its own timestamp, right? Just in like tracking like when you go to the gym, right? So for the hash, what you call transaction hash, which you use a lot of times, right? It's like your verification code. It's a unique identifier, pretty much that prevents tampering with, right? So then you have the link blocks. So each block is connected to the previous one, right? So just to show like consistent training. So you're building your muscle over time, so it shows your workout progress, right? And as each block is added, it cannot be unchanged, right? So that's why it makes that. That's why blockchain is so trustworthy, because everything is transparent, right? There's no no room for, I don't want to say this, no room for fuckery. I couldn't find a word, but so now we're gonna talk about like pretty much blockchain decentralization versus traditional financial system. So traditional financial system is more like a gym with just one trainer. You come in, you have no input. He decides the workouts, he tracks the weights, and he could even manipulate some stuff, right? And blockchain removes all of that, right? So blockchain is you having multiple people verify. So you have more than one. So say you go to the gym with a bunch of your friends, everyone gonna have their own input and tell you like everyone verifying your wrists, your lifts. So not one person say, "Oh, you're doing it good." Everybody coming together and be like, "Hey, yeah, that's right. Do it this way." Right? So this prevents, with the blockchain, you prevent cheating, right? So and there's no single point of failure, right? So pretty much with decentralization, you would own the gym, right? You know what I mean? So the next thing we're going to talk about is pretty much the different methods. So there's different ways of confirming transactions, right? With Bitcoin, you have proof of work, and then you have Ethereum now, which runs off proof of stake, right? So you'll hear those terms a lot. There's other different types of consensus mechanisms, but we're going to talk about the first two. So with proof of work, it's like your heavy lifting, right? It takes a lot of energy to use. So that's why you'll hear about mining is very expensive, like, a lot of electricity to mine. So think about proof of work, like, which is the process of solving those complex puzzles and you get rewards from it. It's like heavy lifting. So it's a lot slower, right? But it's very secure, right? Your proof of stake now is gonna be like your endurance training. You can do a lot more reps, it can be faster, and it's more efficient. So that's like your Ethereum, your Solana, your Cardano. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's why I said short and sweet. So that's much it for blockchain. As you talk about why big backs need to know about it, like it's good to understand blockchains before diving into crypto investments, right? You want to know like what is this coin about? Like, why am I investing in Ripple? Why am I investing? What makes Cardano special? What makes Solana special? So I always tell people it's good to, if you're a long-term investor, don't just buy stuff for the hype. At least know why, what they're doing, what problem are they solving. So that's why. So that's blockchain big back style. So yeah,
Well
that's
done.
all.
Well done.
Yeah,
Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done and well explained. And guys, for one, what we just went over is on our Medium page, so you could go over and look at all of it as well. So
yeah,
if you don't understand something or something missed you, you can always go to our go on Medium and look up Big Back Bitcoin. You'll find everything there for you as far as educational purposes. So we try to educate the masses, especially for people that are coming into the crypto space that don't know much. They might come in because of a hype, and because that hype, they buy a coin and they might have made 100% and they feel like, yo, they know what they're doing. And then they go buy a coin and then it goes to shit because they end up in a rug pull or something. So you have to make sure that you're doing your due diligence when it comes to crypto. That's why we're telling you the simple stuff as far as, what is Ethereum, what is the blockchain. And we're going to go in more complex stuff as we go, right? And I'm going to learn, and I'm learning as I go, because some of the stuff that we're breaking down is very simple, right? But in a
yeah.
digestible way. Like we just broke down what is blockchain, but we broke it down in a gym sense. Like, we don't see that often, right? So those are the stuff that we're trying to bring and let the people imagine people that are in the gym that want to know about blockchain, but they don't understand it. But now they just did because how we just explain it, they can relate everything to the gym. So it's a great thing. So if you ever have any questions, if you want to learn more about crypto on a whole, just go to our Medium page. If you want to learn something, if you want to be a part of the Big Back community, make sure you jump into our Telegram group. We're going to talk about current events. What's going on as far as current events? We had a big day today. Not saying necessarily a big day, but very volatile day. The first thing that comes to mind is FOMC, where the market ran up a little bit, right? The market get a little push from what was said or whatnot, but
Mr.
um,
Powell did something good this time. He ain't did no nothing crazy.
listen. Paul come in and anytime he touches the stage, it's either up or down situation. So
Yep.
I trade live, right, every single day, right? So I trade live on YouTube. So if y'all want to join me on that, y'all could come join me. It's George's Trade, right? George Trades. So, but this morning I made sure I tell everybody in my live. I said, listen, when you're on days like this, you don't want to be in right before, and because if you're in right before FOMC taking a trade, you're gambling because you don't know which way the market is going. So whatever money you put in, just be prepared to lose it. It's just like the people that do forex and they go in, right? Non-farm day, right? Right? So they go in and be like, yo, I'm risking this. I'm risking 200. I'm risking 500. And sometimes the strategies, they go 500 long, 500 short. And whichever way it goes, they gonna make money. But sometimes, it goes both ways. And in forex, it's in forex, you could get blown out both ways.
Yeah, well, it depends. It depends on the asset you're trading. I feel like if you're trading something like, NZD, JPY or something,
Yeah. It just goes one way, right? It will shoot off and go one way. But if you're in something like gold or something like Nasdaq or something like
You
US
gotta have
30.
some hair, you gotta have some hair on your back for
You
those.
you
Oil.
gotta you gotta nah fuck here on your back, boy.
But yeah.
But yeah, so FOMC today, Fed Powell said some stuff today. What did he say that was interesting?
Well, pretty much he just kept it unchanged. So that's what was expected. But it did say he's gonna cut the tightening. So he's gonna decrease from April 1st, right? He's not gonna do no more reinvestment. So the balance sheet gonna reduce from 25 billion a month to 5 billion a month, right? So that shit next month.
So I'm gonna say this, right? So think about it like this, guys, for the people that are in the stock market, right? My thought process on this is that's like tapering, right? And when you hear tapering, that means that the market is going to go down. When you hear quantitative easing, that means the market is going to go up. Easing is mean that they're putting money in the market, right? So they're pumping money in the market. Tapering is when they're taking money out the market. So that means that the market is going to go down. If they're going to spend 5 times less than what they're spending right now, think about what that is going to do to the market itself. So I'm not predicting nothing. I'm not the genie, but that just tell me, in my sense, my opinion is I'm seeing that there's gonna be blood in the streets, right? Some
But
companies,
the market bounced up though. They responded, but it didn't go. It
hey,
didn't do
hey,
anything.
hey, that it's for it's to catch people too, though.
Yeah,
Remember that, because tomorrow the market can bleed again, right?
that's true.
So everybody might think, hey, we're back in upswing, we're back in the thing, and then they jump in longs, and then they pull the rug again, and then they start bleeding. So my thing is, whatever you're trading, if you're day trading, it's fine, but for long term, like I'm saying, if you're going into a particular stock or investment and you have 10 grand to put in it, maybe what you want to do is you want to average costs and go in 2500 first. Not financial advice, by the way, but I'm just saying what you could do is 2500 first, and then keep as it keep on falling, you keep on going in. If it goes up, then it goes up, and you just keep on going in. But um, that's one thing you could do. But when I heard that, I figure like, yo, that's less money that they're spending in the market. They're putting in the market. So that's 25, 20 what? 20 billion less that's going to be in the market. So what's going to happen to the market then?
But yeah, he got to be. But the thing is, the market respond positive because I think he doing it because of possible war. You hear this recession talk and inflation, so he just kind of doing it to bring it down. So it's that's I think that's why the market respond positive a little bit because that's the direction they want to go. But we'll see what happens April. But like as you said, like if we see a bounce up, I'm probably looking to still sell. You know what
Yeah,
I
because
mean?
I mean, right now, right? There since the high, it's been a what 10% correction. On Spy high was like little over 600. So right now Spy's at,
Yeah, like yeah, we had yeah, pretty much.
so we had a
Yeah,
10% correction, right?
yeah.
So at the end of the day, guys, like,
Let me see where
I
the
mean,
200.
we can bounce from here, but again, whatever you're trading, right? If you're a day trader, then that's fine. Just look for your setups. Today we look for a setup, perfect setup for us as far as IWM traded. IWM got out with a nice percentage, right? Now, did IWM run more? Yes, it run more. And based on my charts, it said it was supposed to hit 206. The target is 206. It went to 207 something. Didn't stay in it. I'm not going to stay in it and wait till Fed come in. Right? Take your
Mhm.
profit and be done.
And see
Um,
right here, I feel like see this is the 200 day. Probably retest the 200 day and continue down. That's what I'm expecting.
so
Um,
it break the 200 day. You go up, reject the 200 day, and come right back down. Right? So that could happen too. So at the end of the day, guys, like anytime something is under the 200 is considered bearish.
Yeah, and
When
he
it's
had a
above
wait,
when
he
it's
hadn't
above the
touched.
200, it's considered bullish.
Let me see. Last time we took. Let me see.
Now,
Last time it broke below the-
last time, look at that. Last time it went under the 200,
so
it did
it's
a
been.
good run.
So you talking about 500 days since it break below the 200 and recovery. Well, last time here, this was in what? What? Wow. This was in 2023 was the last time it broke down and came back above, and it
Yeah.
broke right over. So right now, this is a key level, right? This is very important right here.
Is it
Um, this
but
area.
the crazy thing is, guys, it's unfortunate, but right now you're seeing in the news too. A lot of people are losing jobs. A lot of jobs are getting cut, and it's just the beginning.
Yeah.
Um, and when you see stuff like that, normally when you see stuff like that, the market will run. Okay, the more people, the higher the unemployment, the more the market will run.
But
That's
look at
not
this. Look at the weekly. We had what 16 touch, 18 touch. This is COVID, right?
hmm
And then what, last time it touched on the weekly, 2022. So we
right.
still have a lot. If this is a correction, yeah, we got like shit another 20% touch, another
It's not
50%.
gonna fall all the way down there.
Yeah, it's gonna take. It's probably gonna take weeks,
But you
but
know
then
the crazy thing is, if they like look at the fall with COVID, because we can't say it's not gonna happen. Look at the fall with COVID, right? COVID was just a straight drop off the cliff type of stuff. Like people panic, all that type of shit. So it's not like it can't happen again,
well
right?
maybe 2027 when we go to war with China. So you know, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Bro, come on, bro. Come on, bro. All right, back to the current events.
But
Back to
yeah,
the current events.
yep.
Um, so with that, what else we got going on? Ripple, SEC withdraw Ripple appeals, so that was good for Ripple. Ripple went up a little bit today, so I need that bad boy to run. I need that bad boy to run. But also you everything basically pushed up today. But again, guys, I'm not bullish on Bitcoin yet. Bitcoin is up to 80. Bitcoin is at what, 87, 85 something. So Bitcoin did, it's still making lower highs no matter
Mhm.
what. Lower highs, lower lows. We're still in a downtrend. We need to break and go up in an uptrend. So right now, if people are saying, "Oh, we're back in a bullish trend," we're still not out yet. What we might see a rejection, come back down, and we break under 76 and go down to 70,
Yeah,
then
because
come back up.
we need a new event because like even Michael Saylor, back in the day, Michael Saylor buying Bitcoin would be bullish. Now what he just bought some the other day, 130 Bitcoins, that did nothing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
yeah, and then he's doing another offering. I think he's about to sell 21 billion in stocks to buy more. So we'll see. The community is kind of concerned, but we'll see what happens. But I
Hey,
feel
the man is bullish to the man is to the moon on it. He's gonna ride that bad boy till a million. I don't even know where he plan on selling. Like, what is the goal with that?
I don't
You,
think he needs to sell, man. I think he's trying to create his own. That's it, his own bank, Bitcoin bank. So
hey, hey, at the end of the day, more power to him. I mean, that's one person that's betting on Bitcoin, and he's not going down. He's gonna stay with that
I
bad
believe,
boy. He's gonna ride that wheels off.
I really believe one day Bitcoin will be $10 million. So one Satoshi will equal
But
$1.
boy, what?
Yeah, really,
Yo,
bro.
yo, you know
Somebody
how much
said
bitcoins
years
we ran
ago,
through, bro? I was
but
going through my, I was going
bro,
through my Coinbase. I'm like, God damn.
yeah. Yeah, everybody gonna be going through their wallets for little shavings, little satoshis. Think about it. It makes sense why it's divisible. You know what I mean? So imagine one satoshi equal $1. You know what I mean? Then Bitcoin will be very stable at $10 million a pop. You know, Kathy would say it. All of them say it, and their wealth management managers they think ahead. So they're seeing something that we need to start seeing. We need to start, you know what I mean?
Yo, don't say,
So
if you got your Bitcoin, you better hold that bad boy. You better hold that bad boy. That might not retire you, but you might be able to left something for your children's children at
yeah.
that point.
Okay.
Okay, so what else? You talked about something earlier, bro, that
Oh,
you
the
wanted to,
bot. Oh
yeah.
yeah. So last week, so this is for more like people who do DeFi a lot and transfer a lot of do a lot of conversions and stuff. So last week there was a trader, right? He lost like $215,000 just by swapping USDC to USDT.
A
So,
one-to-one swap.
oh yeah, one-to-one swap turned out to be a loss. So this is called a MEV. It happened when people use a MEV bot. So what MEV stands for, right? What does it stand for again? Shit, I forgot. Um, Maximal. I remember the first word. So maximal extractable value, right? So this is like additional profit that the miners or the block extract when they're reordering and verifying transactions. So how the MEV bots work, right? When you have a transaction that you're sending and before it get confirmed, they front run it, right? So pretty much they detect large buys and they front run it and place their buys first. So that way your fees is fucking ridiculous. And then right after they sell it at the higher price. So what happened to this person? They end up getting, because there's different type of MEV attacks. There's front running, there's sandwich attacks, they have liquidation snipes, there's different type of arbitrage and stuff like that. So what ended up happening is that right when he was switching from USDC to USDT, before the transaction was confirmed, it literally front run. So he ended up receiving $5,200, right, at the end of his transaction. And the miner ended up getting $200,000, and then the bot profited like
Man, the miner is
8,000.
behind it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
call it out. The miner is behind it. The
So
miner,
wait,
yo, the miners are behind this shit. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Like that's crazy. But there's ways that they can avoid that, right? Because you did mention that to me. So, what are the ways? Because right now we're talking about somebody that lose 200,000. For
yeah, just
somebody that's swapping 5 grand, they might be thinking, "Yo, man, I could lose my 5 grand as well. So how can I prevent that from happening to me?" Right?
so
Because a lot of times, what could happen to is the people that are trading the small amount or swapping the small amount, they might be fine, but then you might wake up one day and a coin that you bought is now worth $1 million, and you say, "Shit, let me swap this right now for USDC." Um, and then what might happen is you go ahead and
right,
do that, and the same thing happens to you. So, what
yeah.
can they do to prevent that? At least try to mitigate that loss.
Yeah, what you can do, you can use like certain DEX or decentralized exchanges that have MEV protection. So there's one called CowSwap, which they use like batch auctions to prevent like sandwich attacks. So you can use DEX that have MEV protection. Another thing you can do is this your slippage. You want to keep your slippage low. So I know sometimes people will put high slippage just to get their shit going in their transaction done really fast. When you do stuff like that, you're susceptible to that kind of attack, right? So you want to keep your slippage low, right? You want to use protocols like you can use CowSwap, or you can use Balancer that does batches instead of single transactions. And there's other AMMs that use like anti-MEV mechanisms. Instead of market orders, you might want to place a limit order instead. That would be a lot safer. So, and then those doing, they also try to do, when you're close to being liquidated, they watch out for that too. And another thing is you can use other layer two, because there's a lot of layer two that have does batch transactions, like you have Optimism, Arbitrum, you have Starknet, ZK, even Solana and Avalanche, where the risk for MEV attacks are a lot lower. So you might want to just be careful. And those are doing big transactions. Assuming they know this already, but for us being like project owners and stuff, we gotta pay attention to stuff like this, because maybe later on as the project grows and we're doing huge transfers, we gotta make sure we know
Yep.
stuff like this
Yeah, I
to make
just
sure
thought about that.
we're
Like if
not.
we have, yeah, I thought about that as far as if we have a like transactions that we have to do for marketing or whatever it is, and we say, okay, we have to pull this out, and then all of a sudden, hey, bomb, money gone. How you going to
Yeah,
explain that to the community?
yeah, exactly. So that's why we always, as you said, we always try to stay up to date. We're always learning, even though we're doing beginner lessons. I'm learning some of the stuff as I read them to you guys, and we're always learning. We always try to stay on top of our toes, because there's malicious people out there. We're in crypto. This is tech. This is not like a dude holding you up with a gun and be like, "Give me your money."
Nah,
These dudes are geniuses.
nah.
Okay, so just like I tell
These
people,
are real yo. You think that that's a real crime? These are real criminals. The
yeah.
real
So just
criminals you won't catch. The ones that put the gun to your head, yo, you could catch them. You probably see them jump in a car and get off. You see them run. You could tell. There's a description behind it, right? With
hmm
this, there's no description. You don't know who took your money or what took your money. So at the end of the day, yes, you maybe be able to track it, but sometimes you can't even track it. Depends on how good that person is.
So yeah. So
But
yeah, man. That's pretty much it.
that's
And
pretty much it, guys. Went over
bubble
current
map.
events, all
You
that
want to talk
stuff.
about
So,
bubble maps?
huh,
You want to talk about bubble maps?
man?
So bubble maps. We did a vote in the community about listing on bubble maps. So bubble maps is a platform where you can visualize like token distribution and wallet interaction and stuff. And they break down complex on-chain data into simple bubbles. So like when you had your Libra, well, I wish I could pull it up. When you have your Libra, the Libra rug pull and the Haktua rug pull, if you were using Bubble, you were able to see those clusters of wallets, and you can be like, "This not right. This person owns, this cluster of wallet owns 82% of the supply." You know what I mean? So bubble wrap. Bubble Maps was able to, if you're keeping track of it, see that like, yo, this don't look right. Like this person has all this supply. Maybe they trying to, you know, do a rug pull. So we're gonna try to incorporate that in our community to be more transparent, so that so we'll be trying to applying for a listing on Bubble Map since the community voted for it, so that way people can see the distributions clearer and see the interactions.
But the
So that's
crazy thing is too, like all the creators coin, all the team wallets, all of that is locked up. So anything that you're gonna see on Bubble Maps is people that invested after the launch or before the launch, people that were buying the coins during the fair launch. That's what you're gonna see most of. As far as the original coins, or the team wallet, anything that has to do with that, you'll see that everything is right there, untouched, can't be touched.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the latest update, and yeah, man, that's it, man.
All
We've
right,
been running.
guys. So, yo, make sure if y'all not big backs already, join us in the big back community, our Telegram. Make sure you following us on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, all the damn platforms. Right? We come live. I'm not gonna promise y'all nothing, but we already know. We already discussed. We keeping each other accountable. Right?
Yeah.
We putting it out there. Um,
Oh, well,
but
it'll be you alone next week, because next week, I'm going on vacation for like.
what that mean? Yo, on the boat, on the ship, you gonna be on it. Yo, I'm gonna make sure I talk to your wife and be like, yo, I need him for at least half an hour. We've been on for what? We've been on for what? 34 minutes. I need you for half an hour. We go, you know what? Fuck it. 15 minutes. We
Hey,
gonna keep it.
listen, I'll be doing. Listen, I'll be going to what, 8 different Caribbean islands. I'll be
Hey, they
taking
have
pictures.
Wi-Fi on the boat, and they got Wi-Fi out there. And guess what? You got T-Mobile, right? All the
Yeah,
Caribbean islands are free. Cause I'm going,
yeah,
I'm going somewhere too. I'm not going to say where. I'm going somewhere too, and I'm gonna make sure I'm on the live same way. So if
whatever.
I'm doing it, so can you. But
All
if
right.
not, regardless, we gonna keep it going. I'll probably if not, I'll
Well,
have Kirk.
I'll try to jump on. It'll probably be earlier. We probably can do it because I know it's be late at night, so we probably can do a 30 minute earlier.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. We'll figure out something, but at the end of the day, we have lives as well. But at the end of the day, we gonna bring it to y'all regardless, right? So
yep,
yo, make sure y'all join the Big Back community. Make sure you go over to our Telegram group. Make sure you go over to our Twitter, Instagram, and join us again. Thank you for joining us. Till next time, guys. Hope y'all have a blessed and great night. All right, peace out.
yep.